Hello everyone, welcome to this new Touchdesigner tutorial or tips tutorial in which we're going to see how to give format for our projects inside Touchdesigner. I think these things are good practice because you can have organization. So when it comes to work with containers or base, you don't need to do a lot of work if you have this kind of um, organization. So this will be first tutorial on this topic, and the thing that we're going to see is using the folder DAT. Before we start, I want to shout out to Matthew Reagan because he has a lot of this information very well explained. So if you need more in-depth information, go to his website and see and watch his tutorials because they are great. But uh, I was working since March this year in a project, so I'm going to show you the way I implemented the information I learned from Matthew Reagan. So as I said before, in this first video we're going to see how to use the folder DAT. So let's start. So this is our network, and we're going to place a folder DAT. What this does is this is showing all the folders, as you can see here, subfolders or assets you have in the folder that is inside or that is placed this project. So here, because it's a new project, is placed on my desktop. So we're going to see all my shortcuts, but we don't need that. So the first thing is to make a folder for this project in which we leave all the assets we need and our main file. So I'm going to save as, sorry, and I'm going to create a new folder that is this. Okay, this one. I'm going new project. Okay, and in this new project I'm going to change the name to my project, my TD project. So now, as you can see, this updated immediately because now the folder that this project lives is my new project. So inside this folder, if we click the Alt F, we can open the folder. You can see this here. Sorry, let me see where it is. Explorer, Alt F. So when you click that, you can see your folder where your project lives. So as you can see here, I have only my project, and this is it. So if I need my assets folder, we will see it immediately inside Touchdesigner. So as you can see, this is real time. So this is very helpful because you don't need to load um, the assets, or I mean the connections, because we're going to use this path. But uh, in a few steps we're going to see that, so you can see what I mean. So inside my assets, I have we can have different type of assets. As it can see, it can be audio and video, image, text, whatever. So I made these folders with some random assets. So I'm going to copy this inside this assets folder. So you can see I have images, sorry, audio, whatever. Okay, so the next step here is, as you can see, I can see here, and all the things that live here in my folder. So one thing we can do is include this, enable this, include subfolders, and see all the files that we have inside of main folder. But I think this is very noisy, because we have everything, everything here. We have it, and in a how can I say this, mixed assets. So I don't like this. The thing that I did is, this is my main folder. So in my main folder I have this one and this one. So I'm going to copy and paste this operator, and I'm going to change the name to main. And here I want to see my folders inside my assets folder. So to make this, we can do it in two different ways. Before we continue, I don't like to see the extension, so we can disable it in name format to no extension, and only we see the name. So here we can start using Python to look at specific paths. So here I'm going to look at my main folder. So I'm going to type up main, and then we're going to access to the desired row and column. So as you can see, we need to access to a row 1, because in this row is our assets folder, and we need to access to the path. So if this is path is in the row and column 1. So here we need to change this to 1 and 1, and yeah, now we are looking inside the assets folder. But if we leave it here like this can make some problems to us, because if we add another folder that is in a alphabetical name before these assets, it will not look more anymore at our assets folder. Let me show you what I mean. So I'm going back here, and I need to add another folder. This folder, it's named ABC. So as you can see, because ABC is alphabetically first before the assets word, it will not now look at our ABC folder, because it's on the one row and one column. So this will make us some problems because if we have some reference, it will break everything from here to the last final operator. So one way to make this or to lock um, these folders to the DATs is to use the headers and the name only if the name is alphanumerical, because if we add dots like here, all that, we it's more complicated. So now first I'm looking at the path. Okay, so here I'm going to add path and not to change because I'm looking or I was looking at the path uh, uh, um, at the path column, sorry. So here the thing, this is one thing that we can do this if we have names, short names. So here I can look at my folder assets and I'm looking at the path of my folder assets. So as you can see, if we make this change, now we're looking to the folder we want. So that means that if I don't need if I delete this folder because I don't need it, I can delete it and this won't break because I'm looking to a specific folder. So this is a way to lock this connection. So the next thing is here we can again enable this enable this but I don't like it because I like it to be more or to have more order in my network. So I think that the best practice is to access to each folder like an individual one. So I'm looking only to audio, I'm looking only to image, I'm looking only to text or video. And we can do this the same way. So I'm copy pasting this here. I'm going to rename to audio, and here we don't need anymore to look at operator main because the assets is looking at this, so this needs to look to assets. So we change here from main to assets, and now we can make the same or leave it with name. But what happens if I want to optimize this and save some steps? If I copy paste this one, as you can see, I need to change here to from audio to image, and also here I need to do the same thing. So we need to text twice the word image to make this connection work, and obviously to have this organized. So I'm going to delete this, and because we have here short names without only with alphanumerical values, it's more easy to use this shortcut that is named me.name. So basically this is me and my name this is this. So I'm looking to the assets file that names like me, and I want the path. So now, what is the advantage of this? So if we copy and paste this guy, we don't need this. We don't need to make more things, just to change the name to the name we want from the folder assets. So here the next one is image, and automatically it updates. So now is more replicable text and video. So I don't know why this is happening, because here doesn't say anything, but well, whatever. So this is the main thing about this. You can add as folders as you want, and yeah. I want to show you another thing, because here we are referencing with a specific name and the path. Here are we referencing to a variable name. We can say this is variable because it changed in the name the operator has. And also there is another option to link and to make the lock between your assets and Touchdesigner. So as I did this tutorial in Spanish first, this is with the last names that we need to use, but I'm going to rename and show you why we did this. So let me wait a second. Delete. Okay. So maybe I want this file to be to a movie file in. So here, instead of looking at, let me see, let me search my folder and project. No. Pass new project, assets, video. Instead of doing all this to place a video, using the folders will ease us the things in a very interesting way. So we can use now our video. So then the step that to rename our folders to the name is to access to that kind of file, in this case that we are separating our folders into types of media. So okay, in a movie filing it can you can't load text and image, sorry, and audio. So you can look with these names what you are going to see here. So oh yeah, I'm going to look at video because I want a video, and I want the video that is in my row 1 and in my column path. Yay. So we're looking to this video, but maybe I want to, or I added another asset or rename this because it changed the name and now it's lollipops. So what happened here? You can see that I wanted to see this Amar's rover file, but because the thing of the alphanumerical names, here we are experimenting some problems because the connection is not locked. And the way to lock this connection um, with Touchdesigner, the way I did it, it was with numerical values. So I don't need to specify that, oh, this is the first one I want to use, this is the second one I want to use. Uh, what I mean is that you can organize or put name or put numbers in the files in the way you want, but you don't need to add a number before or a number after with the same file or repeating numbers. So the way we can log this is, okay, so this is my first one that I want to view. So I'm going to add here a one. And as you can see now, this is will be always my file one and will be in the one row. So if I use this one here, this is the way that we are locking this connection, because I'm looking at one and this is at one place, and so on. So I change everything. We can use here also the shortcuts, and in this case we can use me.digits. So as I'm looking at the digit, this is the final digit on my name. So if I copy paste, it changed the digit and it changed the value. And if I need to add more assets, I will copy and paste this one. And what I say is this: I don't need to leave this because the 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 number 3 is already in use. So I need to change to 4 and the name you want. And as you can see now, your last video will be the 4. So copy and paste, and will be the 4th video. So this is the other way to lock our assets to Touchdesigner project. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to show you why this is very helpful for organizing and also for working in different machines. So we did all this because we're going to see another tutorial that we're going to use this in a more modular way. But also this is helpful because if I want to, I'm going to open my folder before I close this. So maybe I need to work in the office or in a different place that is not my main workstation. Doing this, I can go to my desktop, that is where it lives, the main folder, that is this one. So if I have maybe sorry, I'm going to delete this. Okay, so we have or USB, and I'm going to work in other place. So I'm going to copy all the main folder as it is. Sorry for this waiting time. So now if I go to my SD, I can access to my project, and if I open this project, you can see that nothing is breaking, and that's is because the logs we did using the folder that, because the folder that will update. Sorry, I can see, wait a second, here it is. So yeah, everything is working because the what it does, this folder, that is that it updates the new path, so it won't break, because we are looking to this path, that instead that if we don't use this path and reference to a different folder like hardcode, it will break, so it will generate us some problems. So I think this is it for this tutorial. I was hoping it was very shorter, but i- when I explain, I want to explain very well the information I have, so it it lasts longer. But I think this is a very helpful information for organizing your projects, and this is a good practice. And you having this kind of organization will get you to more, uh, I don't know how to say it, but more, uh, mm, more important, more difficult works. And obviously the people that will hire you will see that you have this kind of organization, and you have more chances to be hired in some kind of these companies that are in this, in our area. So this file will be available to my patrons. The next tutorial we're going to look at shortcuts and how to still using this. So if you like it, if you have any question, please let me know in the comment section. And I want to thank all my patrons that are supporting me. I really want to give you useful information. And if you want to have more of these tutorials, you can also still supporting me in Patreon. So I will leave the links in the description of the video, and we'll see you in the next tutorial. Thank you so much and have a nice day. Bye.